Show me the money. I need to feel you, Jerry. Show me the money. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money. Show me the money.
What's up,
Dude,
guys?
oh.
Yes! Yes! Rick is on!
Rick is on!
Dude, how
Oh,
shiny is your head? Wanna go
Yeah,
to?
we'll go to Milwaukee now.
Yeah, let's
to the east.
Let's do Milwaukee, Boston.
We don't see them until tomorrow. We don't see them until Saturday.
See that until tomorrow.
I mean, Schlacken's on both games. One on 189 Bucks.
Tale of two games.
Yeah.
We saw Giannis kind of not even his best in game one either, but did enough. Drew Holiday was a lot better in game one than in game two offensively. One of my big takeaways that I wrote down there, in game two, Drew Holiday 20 shots, Giannis 27. No one else had more than 7 on the Bucks. So they were really taking a lot of the shots. Grant Williams, his best game, 35 minutes, 20 points. Jaylen Brown was unbelievable after really struggling game one. But yeah, I think we're going to get a dogfight. If there's a series that will be a dogfight that's probably going 6 or 7, this is it. We're probably seeing the Eastern Conference champ coming out of this series. At least that's my expectation, even though I think Miami is good. I think Milwaukee and Boston are better, even though I'm here in Miami. And all my Miami residents disagree with me because they keep telling me why the Heat are going to go to the finals. But then again, they tell me that every year, and they've only gone to the finals once since LeBron left. So not always the case. Yeah. But yeah, I like Milwaukee. Giannis is the best player in the world. I think we're going to see some adjustments. I think we're going to see we're not going to see 20 points from Grant Williams again in this series. And they're going back home. They won a game in Boston. That's what they're supposed to do. Now they're going back to Milwaukee. They're great at home. I'm expecting 40 from Giannis in game 3 and just an absolute monster game. That's what I love. What do you think?
Love it.
What do you feel?
No, I love it. I love it. I love it too. I love the fact that we got to win. That the Bucks got to win in Boston. Second game, it's an anomaly. You can expect that Boston's going to take at least one game at home. But yeah, go back to Milwaukee, take care of business. Game 1 had me so convinced to not be so afraid of not having Chris Middleton. And then game 2 just kind of brought that fear again. But I think
they miss having that secondary guy who could just go get a bucket, 20-footer whenever he wants. Because Drew will do it in different ways, but he's not the mid-range assassin. And it's sometimes nice to have that guy who could just dribble. I'm 6'10", 6'9", step back. You can't block my shot. I just pull up over you. Yeah. It's nice to have a Chris Middleton.
But then occasionally get some really clutch threes too. Drew Holiday was looking great in game. I mean, he's a great player. You sold me on Drew Holiday. And I've been loving the show. I've been loving the show this series. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I do like the Bucks line right now, plus 116 to win the series.
Me too.
Big
fan of that line.
Plus 1.5 is gross. So
yeah, I wouldn't touch that. I wouldn't go near that. Series going 7 if you really like that, plus 135, but that's plus 135. Why? Why even put your money on it? Everything else I kind of really don't love because everything's kind of like Giannis is still a pretty big favorite to lead the series in points. Assists. Giannis is once again the pretty big favorite there. Did I end up taking that at 13-1? Did I end up taking that sprinkle on Giannis to lead the series in assists? I forgot if I took that for.
About it. I don't remember if you did. We talked about it, but I don't.
We gotta check that later and see if I actually got that in. But I remember I wrote that down and we talked about.
Yeah, you wrote it down. Yeah.
13-1. I don't know if that was ever actually taken, but we gotta. Well, Giannis has been impressive, man, and I think that's something that you should have expected. Giannis is the best player in the world. He stamped it after KD got eliminated in the first round. You saw how much more Boston struggled with him, but you just have 2 elite defensive teams. So I don't know. I'm not convinced Milwaukee's winning this series for sure. This is going to be a dogfight. I wouldn't be shocked if Boston comes out of this and Tatum, goes on his little run and tries to make his stamp as a top 5 player in the NBA.
Yeah. No, you got to rely heavily on Bobby Portis, Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton. Those guys come up big, but when they don't, it's fucking terrifying. And that's what we saw in game 2.
That's what we saw. Well, let's take a quick break and then we're going to jump into the last series. All right, so to the series taking. Oh my God, that was terrible. What was that? To the series taking place in South Beach, Miami, Florida. It has
Got to get tickets.
What accent was that I just did? No, Mike, that's if they get back here. Joel Embiid, you just told me game 3 forecast might not play, is currently out, but could get upgraded to doubtful. If you can get upgraded to doubtful, that is not a good sign because that's not even questionable. You're saying you're upgrading to maybe not playing. So without Joel Embiid, they don't stand a chance. I think we saw that pretty quickly. You've seen Bam Adebayo kind of playing the best basketball he's played in like
20 plus both games.
Yeah, like he's been unbelievable. Yeah, because he has DeAndre Jordan's corpse guarding him. And Paul Reed, I thought his name was Patrick Reed, but I was talking about the golfer because I didn't even know who he was. Like, disgusting what they got out there. And I just don't think it's enough for them to really make a run and move forward in this series. What are your takeaways early on? So Mike, Rick, Mike was giving us his feedback on a Heat Sixers series. So Mike, what were you talking about?
Dude, dominant performances, 106-92, 119, 103. It's been insane. Embiid is the main storyline, the fact that he's not there. And even if he does come back, you're getting Embiid again with the broken fucking finger, the woozy head from whatever it is that happened to him the other day. Even if you get him in game 4, I don't know. I'm scared. I have no idea where this is going to go. But if you have any faith in this team, plus 2.5 for the series is plus 160. But even I wouldn't even.
Yeah, I think the only way you take that is if you think Embiid is coming back for game 3. That's the only way, because if you didn't notice today, to pay homage to my guy, there was a time when this was going around. Fear the beard. Nobody fears James Harden anymore. Nobody.
No.
Nobody. Not. I don't even think Duncan Robinson fears James
Nope.
Harden. That is an insult to the highest degree. So I don't know what happened to James. I think it was too many honey buns, too many times at the strip club, too many times partying with Lil Baby. I don't know what happened to James, but he lost his first step, and not enough people are talking about this. He lost his second step. Fuck his first step. He is 2 steps slower than he used to be. And I love the way Ricky's pajamas look, but Ricky's pajamas look way better than James Harden's ability to blow by people, because he hasn't blown by anybody. Honestly, what's going on here?
And I feel bad about, like, Tyrese Maxey looked so good in game 2, got 34 points, and now this is like a waste.
So good.
It's a waste of his talents right now with this series. Kyle Lowry out and
important reps.
Yeah, no.
But it's important reps for Maxey to get these playoff reps, second-year players, 100%. And kind of showing his ability to shine. So it's not for nothing. It's just for nothing in this series, I guess.
In this
series. I guess that's your point.
I think Kyle Lowry, that's my point. I think Kyle Lowry's coming back today too.
Is he?
Oh, nice. That's
they don't even need him at this point. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
but the Heat will definitely need him moving forward. So I think he'll be important against Boston or against Milwaukee defensively, being able to get those point guards out of their positions, taking 2 annoying charges a game that make you go crazy if you're betting against Miami, but you love them so much if you're betting on Miami. So, you know.
How does Oladipo in the mix help with what they have to face going forward with either the Bucks or the Celtics?
I mean, he's been showing out, to be honest. Oladipo, he's been doing his thing.
To be honest,
he's back. No, honestly, because when we traded for Oladipo in Houston last year, either the GM told him, "Hey, play as bad as you can. We want to get a top 4 pick," or he was just fucking awful. Whichever one it was true. Granted, he goes to Miami and still ends up needing some type of surgery and time off. So he might have just not been right last year. But he only played, 10 games this year, 8 games this year?
Mm-hmm.
And he took Duncan Robinson's spot, who once again is making $90 million to sit on the bench.
That's crazy.
Good for him.
He's spending more time recording his new podcast than he is playing basketball. Like, it's crazy.
He has a podcast?
Duncan Robinson has a podcast?
Yeah, he does. You guys didn't know. You guys should pay attention to that because you can't see him on the court.
No.
I bet it's as good as he is on the court. I bet the podcast is as good as he is on the court because we haven't even heard of it.
He has a sweet jumper. That's about it. And he just can't defend anybody. He can't guard anybody. And that's what me and Mike were talking about, Rick, is that you have 4 teams in this playoff. Milwaukee, Miami, Boston, and Phoenix that are elite defensively. You can't pick on any of their guys. The second you throw Duncan Robinson into that blender, then somebody else will put him in a blender when they dribble. He can't guard anybody. Like
That's crazy, yeah.
2004 Ricky would have Duncan Robinson doing circles. The issue is Ricky would also have broken the backboard with a brick when he shot the jumper. But the ball handling was unbelievable. Nobody in the history of the world has broken more parking meters with crossovers than Ricky Rosario. Nobody.
No, it's funny. Those parking meters never had a chance.
They never had a chance. They were so shook they wouldn't move. It was just
crazy.
It made no sense. It made no
Cornrow
sense.
Ricky. Cornrow Ricky.
Cornrow Rick. Dude, that was a different dude, man. That guy was a different
man.
dude.
That was a different man.
Oh man, the same animal and the new beast. Wait, what's the Kobe Bryant thing? What's the Kobe Bryant thing to Kanye? But are you the same animal and the new beast?
I don't know. Damn it. I should know this. Kobe and Kanye are two of my favorite guys, but from the commercial, right?
Yeah, the commercial. What the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Yeah.
Nobody
knows. It's provocative.
So
do we think Philly has any chance if Embiid plays in game 3?
That's the thing, though. Even when he was playing with that broken fucking hand,
he didn't look the same. Yeah,
he didn't look the same, and edged out a win with that broken hand. Who are these? The Raptors. And so that's a totally different team than Miami. So no, I don't think so.
Toronto is a pretty elite defensive team in terms of who they're able to throw out there. But yeah, I do.
But look at how good Miami has looked. Look how good Miami has looked.
I do think the
in series 1 and this. Yeah. In series 1 and in this series.
The only, I guess, if we're going to give a positive side of the Philly thing is that they have been in every game in the first half, and they kind of still fight through in the second half. It's just eventually Paul Reed and DeAndre Jordan is not enough. So even if it's 75% Embiid for 30 minutes, that's a huge upgrade over the corpse of DeAndre Jordan and Paul Reed. Like it just is. It is an upgrade. Even if it's 50% Embiid, he's better than whatever they're putting on the court.
Yeah.
So that's the other game that's happening tonight. I don't know if we're going to get this episode up in time, but if you want to take my take for tonight with no Embiid, I do think Miami wins. -150 money line is not something that I want to take. But because you just made a good point about the fact that they're going to be home, teams that are down 2-0 in a series are going to go out dick swinging in the first half. So I would wait until you get a nice +100 or more live Miami money line pick, because I think it'll happen. I think they'll come out dick swinging.
That's what
first
I think.
Quarter.
Maybe Philly first half with the points. If they're an underdog, maybe you do a little bit. Maybe you do a little double result. Philly first half, Miami game. Little +500, baby.
Wow.
Oh, you looked it up? You looked it up already? You looked
That's
it up?
the type of shit we throw out there, baby. That's the type of shit we throw out there. That has to be up at this point. I like Ricky's reaction. That's why you need a hype man when you're out here making podcasts, because that's somebody. Look at that. Yeah, he's throw the lighters up, dude. This guy's out here acting rogue, dude. I love it. I love it.
Lighters up. Everybody now put your lighters up. Love the faith. All right, man.
All right, guys. Hey, whoa, dude,
right,
whoa. This is a PG-13 podcast. We don't allow guns here.
Or is it?
But I did get my concealed license in Miami. Not for these though, for a regular gun, because there's nothing here.
No, you got plenty there.
Nah, man. Intermittent fasting. I haven't gone to the gym. I'm scrawny.
Intermittent fasting is great.
It's great. Exactly. It's great.
I do intermittent thrashing.
Intermittent thrashing. Yeah, because you can only last more than 20 seconds, right? That's your cutoff. Please. Mike is what I call a 4-pump and dunk. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's it.
I tell him, I say, listen, I'm on intermittent thrashing, so I only have a 40-second to 80-second window. I got to stay within that, all right? You understand, right?
And based on the numbers I just gave you, he averages 1 pump every 10 seconds, which some people call slow. Some people say it's Luka Doncic-like because he goes at his own pace.
Shout out to Slow-Mo. Shout out to Slow-Mo.
Shout out to Kyle Anderson. Yeah, probably not what the kind of segment he'd want to be shouted out on. Sorry. Wow.
By his home state.
Rick, any thoughts on the pumps or the dunks, or really kind of anything right there?
I'm still lost on intermittent thrashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great redemption. I
Yeah,
guess.
I think maybe people started
It's
using
efficient.
thrashing so much that's why they took away the Atlanta Thrashers because they felt maybe
Oh.
the name was a little offensive. But then they're perfectly okay with the Nashville Predators. Like I don't. Hockey doesn't make sense. Hockey it doesn't. Honestly, it doesn't add up. It just the New Jersey
man.
Devils. Like, come on. It's just,
This
guy works at a Jesuit school. Like it's just those are type of things. And their best player ever, Kyle Palmieri. Was there any conflict of interest there that he played for the Devils, being that he came from a Jesuit school?
Well, he didn't graduate from here, but the conflict of interest is that he left.
Palmieri didn't graduate from prep.
No, he only did 2 years here because then he got recruited by
Oh,
like
okay.
the
Well, that counts.
the
So he graduated.
World Academy.
It's a hockey starter, so it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
So do I, Mike? Don't you gotta go? I gotta wrap this up, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna head out now.
Mike, great job. Rick, you want to stay on? Are you?
Yeah,
Rick,
keep him on.
you want to stay on for something? You're good. Okay. Rick looks like
Yeah,
he's good.
bye-bye.
He just won
Love you
his
guys.
annual appearance.
Love you
Mike,
guys.
thanks for
Yeah.
coming on.
Mike, love you guys.
Rick,
Dirty
good
Mike
job
and-
out here. We'll be back soon. Show me the spread. Back next week, baby. Holla at me. Don't bet money you don't have, unless you feel really good about it.
Right.
Then maybe it's okay.
That's good life advice, Raj.
Sanity ain't going my pace today. I can't even recall being these ways. To be honest, moving forward's all I'm